York Knights head coach Mark Applegarth,
Yep.
job done this afternoon, really?
Yeah, we spoke. I think his main aim was keeping that 0 today. You know, that shows that you've been committed to each other from minute 1 to 80, and really happy with that. That's probably pleased me the most. Yeah, I thought that first half we probably tried pushing one too many passes, and you know, Hunslet showed that they'll still trouble any team. I think we did 3 repeat sets on his own try line. You know, and then we spoke at half time about just being a little bit more ruthless and direct in how we went about his business. And you know, I thought that second half were great. I thought we were excellent, and I think the most pleasing thing for me is how we went about his defensive work. You know, it's really important that you're in these games that you know, you keep your standards where they need to be, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to Hunslet, but you know, sometimes, as we found out in that first half, there's a tendency to go away from what's been working for you, and you can make it a real tough fight for yourself. So it's really pleasing that we managed to put into practice what we spoke about at half time, and put on you know, a good clinical display in that second half.
Yeah, you really did seem to come out of the dressing room with a real sign of intent in that second half, and a big change for you at half time as well, wasn't there, with the way you were lining up? Yeah,
listen, that was just more precautionary. You know, Atta's it wasn't actually his ankle injury, he just felt his hamstring a little bit through the last session on the day, so I just didn't want to risk it, you know, obviously with the business end of the season coming up. And as I say, we had a 4-score lead, and we just felt that, you know, we needed to give Taylor some minutes. Maka loves playing 7, so it was just a nice chance to you know, to do that.
And there was 1 or 2 players rolling back the years this afternoon. Obviously Jordan Thompson with the try, but Paul McShane, he just keeps turning up week in, week out, whatever you ask him to do, doesn't he?
Do you know what, the moment of the match for me involved both of them when they chased down the winger to you know, to stop that try, and that for me just shows what them two's all about, you know, just competitors. But I thought there were some really good performances throughout. I thought Holyfield had a good game. I thought Scott Galliano really stood up in defence, and we countered. Bish, very selfless acts there. I think he's on 248 career tries, and passing back inside to Toller sums up how much of a teammate he is, and why he's still doing what he's doing. And you could go through the team. You know, Dags looked a lot more like his old self in that second half. You know, I thought Taylor did some really nice stuff. So you could go through all the squad and say that they've done some good stuff today. But the most pleasing thing, as I said, is we got the 0. You know, and we just got to build on that defensive stuff now for what will be another tough game next week versus London.
And it will be tough next week, won't it? Quite a tough running now to come.
I think they're all tough. You know, naturally it's all right, everyone aspiring to be top at table, and when you get there, everyone wants to obviously knock you off your perch. So any team we play, just as today, we knew we had to do the hard yards to break them down. And you know, London, they'll be competing from minute 1 to 80. If there's one thing I know about Mike, he prides himself on you know, his team's physical conditioning, and you know, not going away. And there's some quality players down there that we know very well. I thought it were a very tight game when we played them down there earlier in the year. I think at half time it was real tight, and obviously we managed to come away with it. But you know, we'll be expecting, you know, one of the toughest games of the year, as you'd expect at this stage of the year. So we'll dust ourselves down, we'll review what we've done on Tuesday. We'll get everyone moving again and look at a few fix-ups that we need, and then it'll be eyes on to getting ready for the week after on Thursday.
And finally, anything to worry about this afternoon? Any knocks or bumps off Connor Bailey off in the second half?
No, I'll just give Connor I just wanted to get Harvey back on, so it was just a good opportunity to get him off. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, no, I'll go down and see physio after this. But you know, touch wood, everyone seems to have pulled up okay.